Judaism with Soul 24. How to find inner peace. The word shalom, peace, means much more than the absence of war. The root word of shalom means shalem, which is wholeness, inner contentment, and inner peace. How do we find it? At the end of Shemona Esrei we say, and at the end of Kaddish we say, Oseh shalom birmomav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom birmomav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom birmomav, he makes peace in the heavens. Hu yaseh shalom, he will grant peace. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, upon us and upon all Israel, and let us say amen. What does it mean that God makes peace in the heavens? So the Medrash Tanchuma in Parshas Vayigash, number 6, chapter 6, says the following. How does Hashem make peace? In the heavens, in heaven, the angel Gavriel oversees the element of fire. That's the attribute of din, of justice. While the angel Michael oversees the element of water, which is the attribute of mercy. They stand before the Shekhinah, and even though their respective essences and tasks are opposite, neither angel encroaches on the jurisdiction of the other. So there is shalom bimromav, peace in the heavens. Therefore, when each of the angels respects the jurisdiction, the task of the other, and does not encroach on the other's territory, that is called peace. Each one knows their own task and therefore respects the task of the other. The Maral in Derech Chaim on Pirkei Avos, chapter 1:18, explains that the angels achieve this shlemus because each focuses on his own task, his own tafkid, his own mission, his own life purpose. When each person knows and focuses on his own purpose, he achieves inner peace. When you and I discover our own inner purpose, why we are here in this world, and we know why we're here, if we deeply contemplate why we're here, deeply introspect, enter into our subconscious mind and ask ourselves, why am I here? What am I here to contribute? And what am I here to fix? And these are the two things that we can figure out as to how and why we're here. There is one unique contribution that you can make to this world through your kochos, your midos tovos, and to bring them out into the world. And there's one particular flaw, character flaw, that I'm here to repair. And if there's something that I'm really bothered by, something that really affects me, then I really have to wake up and realize that that's what I have to fix. I have to repair in my life. One contribution and one flaw. And that's why I'm here. If I realize what my task is, to make that contribution and to fix one part of my character, then that's my tafkid, that's my task, that's my shlemus. Then I feel like I'm on direction, I'm on the goal, I'm on the destiny, the pathway to achieving inner peace. By achieving my destiny, by knowing my destiny and working toward it, that's inner peace. Reb Chaim Friedlander, in Sifsei Chaim, Midos ve'avodas Hashem, says, when a person achieves shlemus, he can achieve shlemus, serenity, when each of his attributes and strengths operate as part of an overall system guided by a sense of purpose. When you gather all your attributes, all your strengths, and you guide them, you channel them toward that purpose of contribution to the world in a unique way, and fixing up a particular mistake that I make, that is called focus. That is called shlemus. The opposite, if I am all over the place, and I am disjointed and disconnected and fun-cused, as some of my clients say, instead of confused, they say, I'm fun-cused, then I am in a state of pizur hanefesh, happenstance, all over the place, misdirected, entropy. And that is the opposite of inner peace. How do we achieve this awareness of inner peace? In the Torah, God spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron when they entered the Ohel Moed. And it says, V'no'adati lecha sham v'dibarti itcha me'al ha'kaperes mibein shnei akruvim asher al Aaron ha'idus. And I will meet you and I will speak with you from above the ark cover, from between the two kruvim which are upon the ark of the testimony. There was an empty space between the wings of the male kruv, the male angel, the male golden angel on top of the ark, the Aron Kodesh. and the female, there is a small empty space in between those wings. They're almost touching, but not quite. When Moshe Rabbeinu or Aaron HaKohen would contemplate that empty space, they would meditate upon that space, the Nevuah would come through from Hashem in the tent of meeting, Oyel Moed, through to them, and they would receive that contemplation, that Nevuah, that understanding. So too, each of us has an empty space within ourselves. Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron HaKohen contemplate that empty space, and that empty space is you and me. We occupy the empty space that is our esophagus, down the middle of our breathing tube, our neshima, which is our neshama, down the middle of our sense of self, our esophagus and our eating tube. There is an empty space. Otherwise, if it's blocked, God forbid, we wouldn't be able to breathe. There's an empty space within ourselves, physically and figuratively. That empty space is our destiny. That empty space is our will. That empty space is our task, our mission. And when we contemplate during Shemona Esrei, during the Amidah, and we deeply introspect into ourselves, and we gain a sense of awareness and consciousness that I am an empty space. I am a valued space before God. I have a space, I have a place before Hashem. Then that awareness, in that awareness, you can hear God speak to you. God doesn't speak to us today, you can hear him. If you get into a state where you put yourself in an emotional state, a spiritual state of quiet, of inner serenity, of inner peace, and you contemplate the inner space in between yourself, that contemplation of being alive, a contemplation of what your strengths are, a contemplation of what your midos are, and you can ask yourself, what do you want from me today, God? How can I actualize myself today? You deeply access your inner space, the empty space within yourself, you can hear the answer. That's not the same thing as God speaking to you. That's not Nevuah. But that is an awareness, an inner awareness, that God is guiding you through the empty space, Bein HaKruvim, between you. Hashem is the mashpia, we are the mushpa. The heavens are the mashpia, and the earth is the mushpa. It is the influencer, and we are the influenced. God sends messages. We have to be awake to that. We have to be conscious of them. But the way we can do that is through the quiet, the inner peace, the inner quiet of the Shemona Esrei, of the Amidah, and the inner peace that we acquire on Shabbos, an inner peace of the Shemona Esrei, inner peace of the Shabbos table, inner peace of walking to shul or walking home from shul. That inner contemplation, that inner space within ourselves, is to get to know who we are. How do you get to know who you are? By finding out what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. That's who you are. Marshal all of your strengths, your midos, your attributes, your kochos, to understand your task. Why am I here? I'm here to make a contribution, and I'm here to fix one aspect of myself, my character, my personality. That's my tafkid. That's who I am. That's why I was sent here. That's why I agreed to be here. You can do this by getting into hit bodedut. Hit bodedut means to get into inner peace. It's not some Kabbalistic hit bodedut, you go off into a forest and you do some contemplation and meditation. You can do the meditation very simply, Shachris, Mincha, and Maariv, by just being quiet, going into that inner space, taking 30 seconds before you start Shemona Esrei. Don't go run into Shemona Esrei and go, Baruch Atah Hashem. Take 30 seconds before Shemona Esrei. Be quiet. Get into your inner space. Contemplate your highest midos, highest attributes. Contemplate who you are, what your strengths are. Then slowly bring it down. Baruch Atah Hashem. In that quiet moment, you can get an awareness, a consciousness of the inner space between the kruvim of yourself. The inner space, the inner consciousness of yourself, the inner subconscious mind. And there you can find inner peace. Inner peace means knowing your task, using your midos, your attributes, and then moving toward achieving that destiny.